Okie dokie, we're back with the adventure and we're going to be trying out this own case today. So Twine bot, 70% chance to restock with another Twine, crafted items inside trigger 50% faster and a 15% chance to duplicate their bows. And we're going to start off with 2 stones and a wooden sword. But anyway, let's go ahead, jump in and see what we can do today. So honestly, I'm not going to lie, the goal today is to craft up this big old sword. Ever since I seen it in the trailer, hell yeah, I just wanted to use it straight away. So basically the plan is to stack up in power, stack up regen, get tons of vampirism, get tons of spikes, deal tons of damage. So we really want to be stacking up as much regen as possible. We could end up going for stone golem, but we're definitely going to start out by grabbing ourselves. There's whetstone. Let's take the big old banana. Let's take ourselves this wooden sword as well. And I think I want to grab a piggy bank for now as well. But I do want to roll. We do get a twine. We take it. And we could craft up a boomerang as well. Which is going to be this. So on hit, reduce stamina by 20%, 50% chance to steal above. Which I'm going to take. And it does give us another freaking twine, so I do want to take that too. I do want to grab an extra stone. I did say I wanted a regen, and I kind of want to grab ourselves another whetstone as well, but I'm not sure if we do want it, because we could, I'm going to go back in here, we could craft up a hero sword or a hero shield for a lot more damage as well. But I think I'm just going to take the healing herbs, and I kind of want to keep our twine as well. Yeah, I'm not going to take the whetstone for now. I'm going to just venture on with this. And we should be able to get 2 crafted weapons in the next round, which is going to be awesome. Potentially. Now we are going to begin another opponent, another adventure, but they do have a shield to block some for damage. And they also have some regen as well. Which our only bit of survivability is going to be a big old banana. But we do have double weapons. But with that shield, our stamina is going to be non-existent compared to our opponent. So unfortunately, our opponent might be able to out-survive us by just a little bit. Although, it's looking super close, and holy moly, not too bad. So we got our boomerang, which we did craft up. That's the achievement we did get. And we also got our hero sword. Now let's grab our twine, which we did get another twine. We could craft up some ropes, which I'm going to take out. It just gives us another twine. I'm going to grab as much as possible. I do want to grab this fanny pack also. I do want to grab our whetstone or healing herbs with an extra stone as well. I'm going to be crafting up that rope. I'm going to take another twine. We're going to grab as much as possible. But we should be able to potentially stack up a lot of max life with this for now. And the faster we make this boomerang, the more stamina we can get back on it, or reducing that stamina cost. So it should be nice. We could also try to craft up a second one, but I don't think I want multiple boomerangs for now. But we'll see. We should be able to stack up quite a bit of max life with our twines. 2% max or 2 max life. It's going to be kind of nice on hit with our weapons. Especially in these early rounds. Later on, it's not going to matter too much. But, hell yeah, not too bad. Now, stamina cost went down to 0, which is definitely nuts. We've got a rope. We did craft up a rope, which is going to be nice. Now we can trigger our boomerang a little bit faster with a rope, which I do definitely want to do. Now if we're going for the practically large Bloodthorne, do we want to take Mana Mastery? We could go for some big mana buff bombs and potentially generate up a lot of buffs that way. We can get our Empower, we can get our Vampirism, we can get our Spikes. I kind of want to grab it over the Piggy Pinata as well. So I think I'm going to take Mana Mastery today. We did get a Rainbow Badge, which I don't want to grab. I do want to grab another twine. And I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to take this treasure chest. See what we get from it. Unfortunately, we got a bunch of garbage. It is what it is. Let's take an extra twine, and it keeps giving us twine, so I'm going to keep taking that twine. So we're going to have a rope trigger on our boomerang. So when we do trigger Hero Sword, we do have this trigger 10% faster, because increasing the speed of this really doesn't matter, since it's not going to have any stamina cost. So with that, I'm going to venture on with this for now. Now, Mana Mastery really doesn't help us out too much, to be quite honest. And we're definitely going to be crafting up a second rope as well. But can we keep up with this double rainbow, strong Helpa Ranger, with a lot of healing increased from the Divine Basket? I definitely think so, since we do have a crazy absurd amount of regen. Since we're stealing their regen away from them. And not too bad, actually. Now, double rainbow with this boomerang would be kind of nuts. Now we could grab the Gooberts. I don't really want to. I want to grab a healing herbs. I want to roll again. And we do get a Hunger Blade, which, yeah, we're going to be grabbing. We also have a ranged weapon, which, honestly, if this was a melee weapon, it will be crazy insane, because you would have a 0 cost, life-stealing weapon with Vampirism. Let's sell our Hero Sword. Let's grab our Hunger Blade. Still going to take it. And I do want to grab this fanny pack as well. Now I kind of want to grab the stone skin bot. If we're going mana stacking, going for moon shields with a big strong stone skin pot makes a lot of sense because we can generate up an insane amounts of mana from the very beginning if we got tons and tons of block as well. It's not really going to do too much for us right now, but I'm still going to take it. But we are going to begin a chain up, which is going to be removing our buffs, which is not going to be ideal. We're going to be stealing their buffs, but they're going to be cleansing our buffs. So effectively, we're still scaling up the damage on their chain up. But can we still keep up? You know what? Not too bad. We did steal a lot of their power, which is kind of nice. And we also got a pumpkin to stun our opponents. We could go for a dagger rank, which does trigger basically on stun. I don't think I'm going to take it. I do want to grab our leather bag. I do want to take our customer card so we can find our practical large greatsword. And we could also craft up the employee's uniform. Let's grab our helper. I'm going to sell this, and I do want to take this and craft it up also. I'm going to sell this lump of coal, and I'm going to sell this little blue gemstone so we can take our customer card. And I do want to add that in also. So I'm going to take out our garlic. We don't really need mana mastery in, but I'm going to keep it anyway. Also, we do want our health pot to be targeting our stone skill pot. That way we can actually trigger as well. It'd make a lot more sense. But if we get a super fast badger rank, we can start stacking up our max life incredibly awesomely as well. Our opponent is inflicting a lot of poison, so we could be in trouble. That's for sure. But we do got lots and lots of vampirism, keeping us healthy. And we actually got a little bit of spikes as well. It's looking super close and not too bad. That hammer was definitely looking a little bit scary. And we crafted up a strong health bot. So we could actually craft up the employee's uniform, which is going to be 60 block and a 25% chance for trade offers. But I'd rather keep the increased rarity than trade offers. So I don't think I'm going to take it. I will take the fanny back. Do we want more twines? I think I'm still going to take it. I kind of want to still take the armor, so we can trigger Stone's Kapot and get a vampirism from the very beginning instead. We sell our garlic, we roll once, and unfortunately we're going to move on. Well, it's not too crazy because we definitely need to find ourselves a mana orb. We need to find multiple mana orbs to make use of our skill, because right now we're not even using our skill. But this boomerang with the hero sword doing a lot of work for us. That's for sure. We steal our opponent's buffs, stealing their empower, stealing their regen. If we steal their regen, we get their vampirism. If we steal their heat, we increase the speed of other items. But our opponent does have Tim, which does have a high chance to steal our buffs as well. Honestly, this boomerang is looking pretty decent for an early game weapon. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to keep up. Yeah, our opponent did manage to beat us out, unfortunately. We did get a bird, which we could have crafted up. We could have crafted up a Jinx staff, which is the adventurer's staff. I don't necessarily want that. I do kind of want to grab another customer card as well. I'm going to take it. Let's grab our stone. Let's roll once. We do get a shield, and we do get ourselves a vampiric armor, which I do really want to grab. But unfortunately for now, I think I'm going to rock on with this. We could craft up that dagger ring. Do you want to craft up dagger ring? We're not going to be stunning our opponents, so it doesn't really matter too much, to be honest. Does it become a melee weapon? That is the next question. Unfortunately, still a ranged weapon. I'm not going to waste gold on it. Since we're not going too much into stunning, I do want to grab a bloody amulet though. I do want to grab our shield. We just need some mana orbs, that's for sure. But we should be able to start off with an insane amount of regen, thanks to a strong stone skill pot, as well as our strong health pot too. So we should be able to stack up our vampirism, and we should be able to steal our opponent's regen as well. Keeping us healthy, that's for sure. Now if this was a freaking melee weapon, I think this would be a crazy broken start. Get an early Hunger Blade with the boomerang. Can we still keep up? Because our opponent does have a lot of block. With those garlics, we do cleanse a good bit of that poison, but they have so much defenses, and we don't really have scaling offense. Unfortunately. It might be crazy good, but with that being a ranged weapon, we don't get as much healing as I'd like to. We could take the ukulele. We've already taken it last video. I'm not going to be taking it again today. Although I think this would be fantastic. A chance to duplicate buffs, the healing's increased, and also gain random buffs. Specifically for the Impact Large Greatsword. The Fedora going to help us find unique items, don't really want it. Gain luck, use your luck, steal other buffs. Kind of nice, but don't really want it. The Merchant is going to scale up our mana and our regen. Scaling regen is going to be nice. And it's also going to trigger items a little bit faster as well. But honestly, I'm looking at this Mercury Elemental, which is going to be nice with our Boomerang and our Hunger Blade. Any damage we deal, we're going to be getting 20% of that as block. And that, with a Moon Shield, equals a lot of mana. So hell yeah, I'm going to be taking it. And holy moly, that is nuts. Genuine nuts. I do want to grab this fanny pack. I do want to craft up this vampiric armor. Also, my first thing is we can't craft up our Moon Shield this round. And I think I'm going to venture on with this. Piggyback out along with our customer card, unfortunately. I think we should be in a fantastic spot once we do craft this up. The problem is I do want to need another mana orb so we can get some big mana buff bombs, to be honest. But we should be able to generate up an insane amount of block. We should be able to lifesteal like crazy with our Hunger Blade as well. And we should be in a pretty good spot. The only thing is, if we did get ourselves an Amethyst Steel, we will be able to generate up a lot of Empower. And holy moly, that's a lot of poison stacked up on both of us, since we're both rocking the Mercury Elemental. But hey, we got our Vampiric Goobers. Let's grab our storage and let's grab our shield, which I think I might sell our piggy bank for. As crazy as that sounds. Now I'm going to actually switch this out because I do want our shield in. We do need our mana orb in as well, and we do need our mana mastery in too. I'm still going to roll. We do get a prismatic orb, which is going to be instant mana as well. We could also craft up a hard shield as well, which honestly I prefer grabbing our moon shield because it's just going to be so much more mana. But yeah, definitely want to grab prismatic orb so we can get an insane amount of vampirism as well, but I am going to venture on with this. It's also going to help us start off with mana too. But this should be a pretty good combo. We should be able to generate up a lot more block with a shield with this as well, so we should be able to get, honestly, a lot more block. We're going to be incredibly defensive with block and vampirism at the same time, while also inflicting a bunch of poison on our opponents. We also self-inflict poison, so we got to be careful going up against poison stacking builds. That's for sure. Honestly, it's not going to matter too much here. It could be even words, actually. And we almost died. I almost had even words. That was crazy. But we do get a moon shield. And we also got dual wielding. So if you have exactly 2 stamina using weapons, both attack 20% faster and use 30% less stamina. That's really nice. Is that going to be problematic with a boomerang if it does reduce stamina cost? I'm not sure about that. We could also take enchanted weapons. I don't really want to. Guard power does stack up our regen and power, which kind of helps us with what we want. But I think I'm going to take dual wielding. And we can trade our moon shields for corrupted armor. Hell no, I'm not going to be doing that. Let's grab a prismatic orb. Let's grab the storage. Let's roll once. And we do get a second Hunger Blade. Which I think at this point, we kind of want to lean heavily into vampirism stacking. So I am going to sell you 2 gravities. Unfortunately, you're not going to be distinct melee weapons, which is a little bit unfortunate. But we're going to have super fast Hunger Blades. It's going to be kind of nuts. Now, honestly, I'm still going to roll. I'm going to roll because I do want to find ourselves another mana orb. We could take this particular purse for a little bit more block at the very beginning. I'm still going to roll. And we do get ourselves another Bloody Amulet, which honestly at this point I really do want to lean into vampirism stacking like crazy. Which I'm going to venture on with this for now. I know we do have a lot of these items, but I do want to keep it for right now as well. But we'll see how we get on. We should be able to stack up an insane amount of mana with 20 mana from the get-go. And we should be able to generate up even more mana and block. And just have an insane amount of lifesteal. The only thing is, if we do get more mana orbs with our mana mastery, we should be able to explode them. Get an insane buff generation. That's for sure. Now, our opponent does have a magic staff with a claws attack, with a burning torch, with turbo shelly of all things. They're actually going to get quite a bit of heals, and they're cleansing all our poison, which honestly we could do with a turbo shelly ourselves. Unfortunately, I think we might end up taking ourselves out with the poison, which is quite significant. Now we could trade our healing herbs for a potion belt. I don't think I ever want to do that. I do want to grab a Bloody Amulet. We could craft up a Vampiric Pot as well. But I'm going to roll. We do get another Stone Skin Pot, which at this point I'm going to sell our customer cards to take it. Problem is I can't really craft it up just yet, unfortunately, so I think I'm going to have to leave it with this for now. Still going to roll though. I'm going to roll again. We do get another Prismatic Orb. Should we just go all in on Prismatic Orbs? I mean, at this point, is it not just crazy? Yeah, I think we're going to have to. I think we're going to have to give up on the Immortal or the Practically Large Bloodthorne great sword, to be honest. And just go all in on lifesteal and grab our mana generation as well. If we can find ourselves that one single mana orb. If we do find out one single mana orb, we're going to be in a crazy, crazy spot. However, we are going to begin double chin ups, which is going to be stealing all our buffs and skill up their damage as well. And with the spiked wall, we're going to be taking a lot of damage from spikes. And unfortunately, that's a lot of poison stacked up as well. And yeah, we do end up falling short. Once again. Which is not so ideal. Now we could craft up that Bloodthorne. So we could still get it. Hell yeah, I'm going to take it. Which means I'm going to sell... Actually, we kind of need Hunger Blade. I was going to sell it, but we do kind of need it once we do craft this up. Well, I might as well grab our set of Blu-rays because that is going to be stacking up luck first, our accuracy. We can't grab a Prismatic Orb just yet. And yeah, I'm going to venture on with this for now. So we're going to craft up Bloodthorne, which will be awesome. That's for sure. But can we keep up with this opponent who is rocking a Serpent Staff? They are rocking the Rainbow Potions, so they're going to be getting some crazy potions or crazy staffs. And since we're going to be inflicting a lot of poison on ourselves, we could be in trouble, especially with that Serpent Staff. But can we still keep up? I could be eating words because they did heal back up quite a bit. And that is 100 poison on us. And unfortunately, our poison is taking ourselves out. And we did craft up our Bloodthorne. And we could take the treasure chest, or we could straight up try to take both Prismatic Orbs. That's going to be 28 gold. So we're going to take this. We did get an Artifact Stone debt, which is going to be crits as well, which I do really, really like. But we're also going to be taking our Prismatic Orb. We're going to be grabbing this Prismatic Orb as well. And again, we're going to be moving on. But a Bloodthorne with Artifact Stone debt, with double Prismatic Orbs, we start off with 13 Vampirism, almost 30 mana as well. And we should have a ton of lifesteal. The problem is that poison is going to be stacking up once again, unfortunately. But as long as we get our block, deal our damage, lifesteal, I think we should be in a better spot. And you know what? It's definitely looking a lot better and not too bad. And we could actually take this Holy Armor because the Holy Armor is actually going to cleanse some of that poison. So it kind of counters it a little bit. We do want to take a Prismatic Orb though. And we do need to take the storage as well. Now we really, really want the Prismatic Orbs to be sitting in like this to get an insane amount of Vampirism. But then we don't get a crits from our Artifact Stone debt. Otherwise we could move it like this. We lose out on a lot of Vampirism, a lot of buffs. I still think we're going to have it this way. Do we actually want to get rid of this? Get rid of this, grab our Holy Armor so we cleanse some of that poison. We do inflict on ourselves. Am I crazy to do it? Maybe. I'm going to sell a rope. Let's take our armor. I'm going to sell another rope to roll again. And I do want to roll once more. Now honestly at this point I'm going to sell our stones as much as I'd love to keep them. And one twine so we can grab ourselves this fanny bag. And that way we can have our Holy Armor in as well. So this should be pretty good. Potentially. We'll see. We should be able to cleanse some of that poison. We should have even more block. All we need is one freaking mana orb and we should be in the clear. Because we do start off with 47 mana. 23 Vampirism. And we should be able to cleanse some of that poison now as well. And you know what? Definitely much better. And here we go. Are we going to risk it? We have only one life left. We could actually hold on, win the next round, and then craft it up in stride mode when we have an extra life. But where's the fun in that? But yeah, where's the fun in that? We're going to be taking our Particle Large Greatsword. And we're going to try to figure out how the frick we're going to fit this in because this is a massive, massive sword. Well, we're going to sell one twine to grab this fanny pack for now as well. And the problem is right now, this is not going to be in a fantastic spot. Triple Prismatic Orbs not actually lined up on each other, and we do lose a lot of buffs. Crap this up. We are going to risk it. We do want to Rogue Pot? I actually don't think we do. We are going to venture on with this. We do need to get our power, but if we do get one mana orb, we should be able to genuinely get enough in power to trigger straight away. But can we still keep up? Potentially, we should be able to trigger this 30% faster to deal some big damage, get our block, and it's still not looking too bad. That's for sure. We got tons and tons of buffs, and hell yeah. Now, honestly, we do have a 49 DPS, which is not terribly bad for a Particle Large Greatsword and Bloodthorne. While our opponent did have pretty much a 40 DPS. But as for heals, we do end up with 20 healing per second. It's not as much as I'd love it to be. And as block, we do have 40 block per second. So we can definitely make this a lot crazier. The poison on ourselves definitely has been a bit of an issue. But we've got Impractical Large Bloodthorne, which is exactly what I wanted to do today. It almost cost us the run, to be honest. But let's grab our eye lamp. We could also grab a fanfare to try and get some power as well. But I'm gonna roll. Can we find one single mana orb? Just one single mana orb. Let's roll again. And we could craft up a second Bloodthorne, but I'm not going to. I'm actually going to sell this to grab this, hoping we get one mana orb. We got a little chestnut, which is going to stack up our buffs even faster, which is kind of nice. We sell our shields, we roll again, and I'm going to say goodbye to little chestnut because we did actually get our mana orb, which is nuts. Genuine absurdness. Now we're going to have to take it this round, which means we're probably going to have to sell our regen and our twine. Let's take it. Hell yeah, this should be nuts. We should be able to get our big mana buff bomb from the get-go. If not, we should be able to generate up a little bit more, but with our prismatic orb situation, yeah, we should be able to get it. Also, we do want to actually place our Practical Large Greatsword inside our stone case right now. Yeah, much better. Yeah, let's go. So this is going to be dealing some big damage. We do trigger 7 in power, so we get this off the get-go, and it's doing 140 damage, and holy moly, this is nuts. We actually managed to get it working. It's crazy, because this deals +2 damage per spikes and vampirism. And it also triggers super fast. Holy moly. That is crazy. And if we got a second one, that would be even more crazy. But let's grab this for now. I kind of want to grab you too. We could take our eye lamp to actually give us accuracy as well, but you know what, I'm going to take it. These are the final round to craft, so we're not really going to be crafting anything, to be honest. And we could grab ourselves a heart container, just in case we don't get our empower. But I'm going to roll again. Now another stun skip pot I would gladly take, because that is going to give us more block, it's going to give us more mana from the get-go. And yeah, we'll see. 50 DPS, Practical Large Greatsword, dealing 150 damage per hit, which gives us block, which gives us mana, and holy moly. More mana orbs would be crazy. Can we find one more? I'm hoping that we can. We'll see. Let's keep rolling. Come on, just one more mana orb. That's all we need. Also. Or we could just crazy and just lamp and Practical Large Greatsword. It is going to take 7 spikes, which is 14 damage. So we're only going to get 40 more damage for the cost of a lot of buffs. I actually don't think it's going to be worth it. And we do get a treasure chest. For one final treasure chest, can we take it? Honestly, I'd love to, but I'm not going to take it. And I did accidentally keep it reserved. But anyways, this is going to be our final builds. It was exactly how I thought it was going to be in a Practical Large Bloodthorne, dealing some big damage. Now the Mercury Elemental, honestly, the poison stacking on yourself is super significant. It kind of counters that block stacking, so you kind of need a way to reduce that poison. If you grabbed a bunch of emeralds and placed it in your armors, that could be a nice way to resist that poison stacking. But we should be able to generate up a lot of block. Now, honestly, more mana orbs with the Moon Shield, with the Mercury Elemental, honestly, it's going to be a crazy absurd build, especially with the Mana Mastery as well. Now, really did wish that we got insane mana orbs. If we got 4 more, we could honestly activate them over and over again. But let's go ahead and move on and see can we actually win out, because we're going to get some insane block from the very beginning. We are going to slow this one down. We do get almost 400 block. We do instantly activate our mana orb, and we do got 5 in power, triggering our Practical Large Greatsword from the get-go, and we have 44 vampirism, 32 spikes, and it's dealing 232 non-crit damage. If this is crit, that would be nuts. Genuine nuts damage. And we actually end up with almost 200 DPS. Practical Large Bloodthorne doing 170 DPS. This weapon is looking crazy insane. At 212 damage to Practical Large Greatsword, compared to opponent's 12 DPS. But they did only have a Burning Torch, to be honest. Now, as for heals, we did end up with 72 healing per second. Vampirism doing vast majority of it. And then as block as well, 126 block. So we were incredibly defensive, apart from stacking up poison on ourselves. But anyways, we did only survive with 2 lives left, so we're going to see how much rank points we managed to get. plus 36. Not too bad. Almost ranking us up from bronze. But anyways, I'm going to leave it for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even consider subscribing. And I hope to look up for the next one. We'll see you next time. Now, in practice large, Bloodthorne versus the Busted Blade with insane Hawk runes. And they also have a big blue gemstone to attack through a block. But we're incredibly defensive and our opponent is not so incredibly defensive. Now the question is, can we deal with the turtle? They're going to be blocking a lot of damage. And they're going to have insane healing reduction. So our healing is not going to be too much. Our block is going to have to carry us. And honestly, with the amount of damage and practically large Bloodthorne is doing, they're not going to be able to block the shields. The only thing is, that Hunger Blade is dealing 0 damage right now. And it is eating up our stamina. But not too bad still. And finally, can we take on a double Null Blade with the Devouring Spear? They're going to be trying to remove our buffs. But honestly, they don't have time for that.